Hi uwus. It's me seuwulgi and welcome back to my channel. I think we all can agree in some extent that 2022 has been a strange year for K-pop. With utterly things that we have faced, I decided to quote-unquote unpack all the things out of the box and share my thoughts of all the things that has happened in 2022. Kinda like opening your past box of memories and checking all the controversies. I'm doing the same thing with 2022 K-pop LMAO. A little disclaimer that I am talking about these controversies by my point of view and I may not know everything about everything, so don't get too mad. You're free to comment your own opinion on below, but let's just be respectful. I also may not discuss about everything because simply, I just don't care about some groups. Anyway, so shall I begin? Do you remember when everyone got infected with corona at the beginning of the year? Yeah, me too. I know this is not a scandal towards a single person, but it would still be good to talk about this because this somewhat affected how groups work, how music shows work, and K-pop organizations. Every day when I went to Instagram in February, March, the first post was always 𝘱𝘱𝘴𝘀 has tested positive for corona. Then there were about two types of people in the situation. Either those who were worried that their favorite would get the corona and those people who were just making jokes throughout the crisis. I personally don't know how I should comment on this matter. In Korea, the virus situation was bad even though majority were vaccinated and wore masks. The idols constantly perform and work with each other, and the groups are relatively large. From that point of view, this is not such a big surprise if so many group members and staff are in one building and at risk of getting an infection that spreads through large gatherings. However, luckily this crisis has been getting better recently. Maybe? I have noticed a difference, especially if you compare the situation at the beginning of the year with the situation at the end of the year. I was quite absent and didn't care about the situation, but as soon as seuwulgi got infected, I was very disappointed and mad. Not to seuwulgi of course, but to the virus. The times when the groups had to perform in front of empty audience was so depressing. Like I personally hated it when it just came silence after performance. No applause, no fan chats, no cheering, it was just so bland. Imagine how demotivating that must have been for these poor idols, been forced to perform for empty audience, besides from cameramen. I feel bad for rookie groups who had to debut in the middle of pandemic. That must also be the reason why some groups are so blank when it comes stage presence, because you just really don't see any sense to put all of your energy for an empty audience. I'm glad the audiences are back, by the way. I think I have said enough, or am I just lazy? Anyways, to the next topic. I'm not going to explain the whole thing and what happened, there are plenty of videos that explain it better than I ever could. Briefly though, 𝘰𝘀𝘀 was one of the members of 𝘰𝘪𝘱𝘴, but she was surrounded by a lot of negative rumors during 𝘰𝘪𝘱𝘴's debut. Then the whole situation got out of hand when she was accused of being a bully in middle school. Almost all fans were against 𝘰𝘀𝘀 and wanted her to leave the group. About months after 𝘰𝘀𝘀 was put on hiatus, 𝘰𝘱𝘴 publicly announced that 𝘰𝘀𝘀 would be leaving the group altogether. However, there have been conflicting opinions about 𝘰𝘀𝘀's victims' evidence of her bullying, and many fans have come to believe that 𝘰𝘀𝘀 was innocent and never bullied anyone. Then there was a plot twist and the judges stated that 𝘰𝘀𝘀 is innocent and has not bullied anyone. However, the damage had already been done and she had already been kicked out of the group. What is my opinion on this mess? Well, I was neutral, but if I'm 100% honest, I loved 𝘰𝘀𝘀's voice and she was my bias back then. I was pretty disappointed when I heard that she had to give up her dream even though she didn't even bully anyone, just because some stupid fans can't admit that they are wrong and bullied an innocent person. Honestly, I felt sorry for 𝘰𝘀𝘀. I just don't understand how some people verbally abused 𝘰𝘀𝘀 and barked at a minor. I mean, wasn't she born in 2005? That makes her 17? Yes, she posed for questionable photos when she was young and laughed at silly sex jokes, but don't we all have that time in our teens when we find the topic of sex embarrassing? I don't understand why everyone made such a big deal out of it. Think of the trauma and depression she has and will have over time after all this bullying. Everyone who bullied an underage girl for that to get pleasure should look in the mirror and think about what's wrong with them. Why does calling a 17-year-old girl a whore give you happiness? Of course, I don't know the whole truth nor if she's 100% innocent either, but that doesn't give anyone the right to bully her. Even if she was a bully, it's not our place to bully her. 𝘠𝘩𝘢𝘴 never hurt us. It's a shame, because 𝘠𝘩𝘢𝘴 really fit in 𝘰𝘪𝘰𝘴𝘢𝑚's concept and she would have slayed Anti-Fragile. I pray 𝘠𝘠𝘢𝘴𝘢𝘴 gets the psychological help she needs. I'm not going to say more about this. During 2022, the body shaming towards 𝘦𝘥𝘪𝘵 went viral. For those who aren't really familiar with this controversy, 𝘦𝘥𝘪 is a member of 𝘕𝘱𝘴. The other 𝘕𝘱𝘴 members are body shaming him and calling him fat at every chance they get. There are countless clips on YouTube and TikTok where members put down him looks or bring up his weight, even though it has nothing to do with the topic they are discussing. I have seen how there are many different reactions from the fans in the situation. Some fans are really angry with 𝘕𝘱𝘴 members and want them to face consequences for their own words. Other 𝘕𝘱𝘴 fans assume or don't want to admit that they are being serious. They just grind that the jokes are just their humor and they don't mean to hurt 𝘦𝘥𝘪. Some of the comments I've seen are like, oh, it's just a cultural difference and it's a good thing if someone calls you chubby. Or if they're like brothers, they'd never hurt each other. Some even claim that the videos are mistranslated. What is my opinion on this? That all the members can sink back where they came from. They don't deserve to be idols. I am 100% sure they are bullying 𝘦𝘥𝘪 and want to hurt him. Nikki is the youngest member of 𝘕𝘱𝘴 and has the audacity to bully older members and say such disgusting comments like "shut up." He's not even that good looking and has already such a big ego? I really liked their debut song, but this thing makes me not to like them at all. I even found one member good looking, but with that attitude and body shaming, it is a turn off. Yikes. All members except 𝘦𝘥𝘪 of course are disgusting. Real friends would never make comments like that about their own friends' looks. This topic is so triggering. 𝘦𝘥𝘪 himself expressed that he doesn't like jokes about what is done to his body. He only drank water in one video. Hopefully he finds peace within himself and realizes that there is nothing wrong with him. He is on a very dangerous path. These kind of comments are the reason eating disorders exist. They bark at his appearance and then act surprised and worried when he doesn't want to eat anything? Damn hypocrites, I really don't understand how they didn't face any bigger consequences or gain a relatively bigger controversy. If 𝘕𝘱𝘴 had been a girl group, I'm sure it would have become a lot bigger because of course boys will be boys, right? I can't take it anymore. 𝘦𝘥𝘪 is also human, and when a boy is bullied, it should be taken as seriously as when it is a girl victim. Boys have feelings too, and most 𝘕𝘱𝘴 fans seem to have a conservative boys don't feel pain attitude. I hope everything goes well for 𝘦𝘥𝘪 and the other members can kiss my ass. Fucking idiots, respectfully.
살쪄가지고 와, let's go. 한 발로 진다니까. Come on, once until you next time. 여기 구석에서 한 발로 들고 있어.
와, 진짜 하는 거예요?
와, 지진나는 거. 야, 빨리 해.
진짜 하는 거예요?
빨리. 다음.
네? 이게 무슨 소리예요? 굉장히 기세가 굉장히 많아요. 그게 너무 많이 찾아요.
캡틴 아메리카를 했어요. 왜냐면 나도 되고 싶다 이런 느낌이 많이. 외모적으로는 매일매일 비슷합니다.
사람이 몸무게가 가장 많이 나갈 때는
김선이다.
살될 때.
사실 성훈이 형이랑 니키랑 저를 좀 많이 놀렸거든요. 그래가지고 평소에 좀 쌓인 게 있었는데
I really don't know what to say. I'm too stunned to comprehend this. In my 2022 predictions video, I predicted that Hyuna and Dawn will get engaged, and I was right. But then, they broke up. Like what? First, know if I have the right to express an opinion on this matter. I've looked at the comments on Reddit, and some users have noticed that Dawn would like to have children but Hyuna doesn't. Marriage is not a joke, so it's understandable if they wanted to go different paths when they realized they wanted different things. This is quite an oral thing because Hyuna and Dawn have had a long and public history. They got kicked out, released hits together, performed, went to the same company, appeared in public events and shows, did commercials, until suddenly they are separated. Even if they go to different ways, their names will always be attached together. They were promoted as a public couple, and this especially boosted Dawn's career a lot. Now that they are no longer together, there is no public couple but them. The fact that they were the only couple could have put a lot of pressure on them to stay the perfect couple. Dawn was often linked as just Hyuna's boyfriend, and now that he is also single, it may be that his solo career won't get as much attention and popularity. Hyuna has been famous for a long time, long before she had Dawn, and has a big loyal fan base, while most of Dawn's popularity came from Hyuna. I also saw that Dawn wasted half of his money account on engagement rings. But their relationship ended there. After all, Hyuna and Dawn are their own people and deserve to be seen as such and not just someone's ex. I'm pretty sure the breakup wasn't easy, but it was probably for the best. I wish them all the peace for 2023. In my third video, I snitched that I didn't like Chu. Now that I look back, I feel so bad. I don't know why, but she gave me a lot of negative feelings, or maybe I was too judgmental towards her. If we're talking from a business perspective, this is the world's dumbest thing Blockberry Entertainment has done. They kicked the most popular member out of the group. This will really affect their future sales because I know many people's favorite member was Chu, and they don't find it reasonable to support a group that doesn't have their favorite member. I just want Luna to go to a real company. I think it would be best for the girls and Chu. Chu has been in advertisements for many brands, went on shows, made her own YouTube channel, where she sometimes works with other members, and really did everything, just so that Luna would get more attention and popularity. Although Chu has signed contracts with brands, she has not received any money for her work or any kind of remuneration. This made Chu exhausted and irritated and led Chu to sue her own company. Chu won the court, and Blockberry Creative got bitter, so they kicked this girl out of the group and apparently said she was kicked out for using hurtful words against the staff. Personally, I think Chu deserves better, and I hope you think so too. Chu has worked hard and committed to being an idol despite not earning her salary. Blockberry Creative should just be handed over or sold to another company if they are not financially able to handle the loan. I also heard and saw that Luna will make a comeback without Chu. Do they really think that the fans will suddenly forget everything that happened and cheer for Luna without Chu? The most beloved member of the group, seriously, Blockberry? I just wish them the best for next year and that they get out of that messed up company. This whole departure is a big mystery. Suddenly, she is no longer in 𝘕𝘥𝘃. This was really unexpected, because I thought everything was going well with the group. No one knows why she left or if she even left of her own will or was kicked out. JYP didn't tell the reason. I don't know why, but I think she got kicked out because, why would she leave? I don't know Jennie or 𝘕𝘥𝘃 very well, but from what I saw, they always seem to enjoy performing and being idols. There's something fishy about this because all her photos were deleted from 𝘦𝘥�'s Instagram account and even her appearances at the Mama Awards were cut out. If 𝘰𝘂 and 𝘰𝘱𝘴 really have good terms, I wouldn't think that 𝘰𝘱𝘴 would be so shady towards her like that. If 𝘰𝘂 had some sort of anxiety disorder, she would probably have been put on hiatus and not kicked out of the group. I wouldn't be surprised if next year 𝘰𝘂 reveals something or something is revealed about 𝘰𝘂, because something doesn't feel right. Maybe she broke an unforgivable rule or did something messed up. Welp, I just wish the best for 𝘦𝘥 and hope they have better music next year. This is more random, so I'm going to keep this short. Again, if from a pure sales point of view, this is frankly a stupid decision. Why would you change the group concept when that's the reason your group is popular? They had this unique schoolgirl concept and suddenly turned into a type of girl crush. I really don't understand what's wrong with these companies. I still remember when they were at the top and I thought that they would be in the future as well, but apparently not. It feels like everyone forgot about Weekly. The Korean general public doesn't seem to like their concept change and want the old Weekly back. I know maybe they wanted to expand their sound and explore new themes, but that's not a very good idea to do when you haven't even got a solid and loyal fan base yet. Luckily, this is just a one comeback, so they still have a chance to save themselves LMAO. This is just crazy, and didn't they lose a single member? Welp, I wish them the best. I actually cried when this happened. It would be like I knew this was going to happen but didn't even want to admit it to myself. I always wanted to believe that something good would happen to them, and I loved my girls so much I wanted the best for them. I still remember that day, when I heard 𝘠𝘪𝘥 the first time and I fell in love in it. Ever since, they had a special place in my heart. I know I sound a bit dramatic, but that's how much I love their music. Their sound was just so refreshing and it was my type for real. They were one of my favorite 4th gen groups out there. It's just so depressing that they never got the attention they deserved after all. Rest in peace, 𝘠𝑁𝑑𝑒𝑡.
seuwulgi loves you.
Well, didn't I mention all the tragic things? That was messy. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate it. Feel free to comment what were the worst 2022 things in K-pop in your opinion. Thanks for watching and have a safe end of the year. Stan seuwulgi and goodbye.